Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, MegaCrasher's here, and are you guys ready for another crazy episode of MegaCrasher's Crazy Pokemon Sun and Moon Pokemon Review / Movesets videos? And it just so happens that in this video, we are going to be going over the most buffed Pokemon of all time. I'm talking about none other than Buzzwole. And I just gotta say, man, that bug is looking swole as hell. I can imagine this thing training at the gym. It would be so crazy to see this thing just bench press 1.5 million pounds, because I'm willing to bet this thing is that strong. Not to mention, this thing would be one hell of a spotter if you are in need of some assistance when doing pretty heavy weights during exercises. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's smash the hell out of this like button, and let's aim for 25 likes. And if you want more content like this, well, baby, you guys already know what to do by now, or at least you should, and that is to subscribe here to the community of MegaCrasher. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to go over the first thing in the video, being the abilities and the typing. Woo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing to talk about is the typing. It is that of bug and fighting. And I just got to say, man, that this is a very unique typing, not just offensively, but defensively too. And I just gotta say that despite the fact that it has a 4 times weakness to flying, it really isn't the worst typing when it comes to defenses, especially if you have the bulk to make use of it. Now, we move on to the ability Beast Boost. Beast Boost is without a doubt one of the most broken abilities ever, because what this does is whenever you KO a Pokemon in battle, it boosts your most proficient stat up by 1 stage. So if this Pokemon has the most investment into its attack and it knocks out an opponent, well, then the attack is going to go up. Now, with all that being said there, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing to go over would be its stats. So stay tuned! Woo! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, check this shit out. This is absolutely incredible. You want to talk about really crazy stat distributions? Well, this right here is it. Starting out with the HP, we got 107. That is crazy. Even without any investment, that is a lot of HP. We also have 139 on the attack and the defense. Wow, dude, that is incredible. You are going to be one hell of a physical Pokemon to take down, man. I mean, you're going to be eating up physical hits for days. Even the non-stab super effective physical hits aren't really going to be guaranteed to even do half the amount of damage. Now, that's where the craziness ends, because we get into the special attack and special defense. They're both at base 53. Yeah, that's kind of not good. That's kind of not good, man. I mean, it's not really the worst special defense. I mean, the thing of it is, though, is like you don't want to switch this thing in even on resistant special hits, because you will end up folding like a wet paper napkin if you take too many special hits. And let's also face it, you're not going to be using your special attack anytime soon. Next, we take a look at the speed. Base 79. I mean, it's not a bad speed. I mean, this does put it in range of being a somewhat suitable choice Scarf user. But the thing is that it will not be outpacing a lot of Pokemon naturally anytime soon. But with the right movesets and with the right love and care and abilities when it comes to battling with this thing will not let you down. Now, before we get on to the good stuff, there's one more thing that I gotta show you, and that's the resistances and weaknesses. Yeah! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now let's check out the resistances and the weaknesses. Now, as I have alluded to earlier when we talked about its typing being bug and fighting, you have a 4 times weakness to flying type moves. That is not good. And it would be even worse if Gale Wings did not get nerfed this generation. But fortunately for all of the flying type weaknesses for the Pokemon that suffer through that, they don't have to worry about Gale Wings being as broken. But it's still not okay, man. You have a 4 times weakness to flying, so stay the hell away from that shit. You also have a 2 times weakness to fire, psychic, and fairy. And that's where it ends. That is where it ends. Now we take a look at its resistances. We have a resistance to fighting. We have a resistance to ground, bug, grass, and dark. So you have a sizable amount of resistances and a few weaknesses to worry about, But if you know how to build teams correctly around Buzzwole, well then I just gotta say that these weaknesses will be obsolete. Now with all that being said out of the way, it is now time to get into the main event of the video, and that is to showcase how you can use Buzzwole! Woo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for this? Because Buzzwole has quite a few nifty tricks up its jack sleeves. So the first set that I have for you guys is going to be an all-out balls to the walls, smack the shit out of the face of the— oh shit! I was about to say smack the shit out of the faces of your opponents, but I didn't mean to smack the shit out of my camera. I mean, what the hell? I gotta stop doing that, man. But anyways, this right here is a no-nonsense, beat the hell out of whatever is in front of you kind of move set that we got going on here, and it is going to be a choice band set. So for those of you guys that don't know what choice band is, it locks you into one move while boosting your attack stat by 50%. Now, you take a look, okay? I know we're going to get into the investment shortly, but you take a look at the sizable attack stat that it has, backed up by Choice Band. Woo! Holy shit on bricks, man. This thing is going to be hitting hard. So up next, we have the ability being the only ability accessible to Buzzwole, being Beast Boost, which means this Pokemon's highest stat is raised by 1 if it attacks and KOs another Pokemon. And you're not going to find very much trouble KOing a Pokemon with that kind of beastly boosting power right there. So first off, we have Superpower. Now, Superpower is the strongest fighting type move that Buzzwole has access to. And it's base 120 power, and although it lowers your attack and defense by 1 stage, the fact that this is Stab, backed up by Choice Band, okay, you're going to be finding a lot of opportunity to be one-hit KOing Pokemon, and all of a sudden, whoa, what's this? Suddenly that attack that got dropped by Superpower, guess what? It gets raised back up by Beast Boost. Now, of course, the same thing can't be said about defense. I mean, your defense is still going to be lowered, but my god, Superpower is a very spammable move in this situation. Now, up next, we have ourselves Leech Life. Now, backed up by the power of Choice Band and Stab, Leech Life is going to be hurting like hell. Not to mention, half the damage you inflict gets converted into health restoration for your jacked Pokemon Buzzwole. Now up next, I decided to throw in the Poison Jab, man, because you got a lot of them goddamn fairies out there that think that they can just go ahead and ruin your day with your little pixie magic. Well, guess what? Poison Jab is going to completely destroy you, because fairies are weak to poison type moves. Just saying, man. Now, up next, I decided to put Ice Punch because of the fact that there are a lot of bulky ground-type Pokemon out there that would love to try and switch in and eat up hits from your KDS. Well, that's why Ice Punch is here, baby, because Ice Punch takes care of the likes of Dragonite, the likes of Garchomp, you know, just to name a few. Now, there are other options when it comes to this set right here, which I'll be getting into later on in this movie. And we might as well call it a movie, man, because I don't know how the fuck long this video is going to be. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so the EV spread that I have for you guys right here is going to be max attack, max speed, jolly nature, it's no nonsense, beat the hell out of whatever is in front of you kind of EV spread this is. I mean, you're going to be going as fast as possible, and even with base 79 speed fully invested, I mean, that still allows for you to be speed creeped by base 80 positive speed boosting nature Pokemon. But the thing of it is that Buzzwole does have its advantages. Now, coming up next, take a look at this moveset right here. Now, this moveset, I mean, it is kind of inferior to the other movesets, but I thought that I would go ahead and showcase this anyways. What we got going on here is going to be a bulk up Resto Chesto Sleep Talk mono attacking set. Now, Chesto Berry allows for you to use rest once, and it allows for you to wake up immediately, or if you get somehow put to sleep, Chesto Berry wakes you up immediately and is of single use. Now, the first move that we got is going to be Bulk Up, which raises the attack and the defense by 1 stage, and considering that this thing has a lot of physical bulk and a lot of natural attacking power, woo! Oh my god, after a couple of bulk ups under your belt, man, you are going to be unstoppable! Now, up next, we have ourselves Sleep Talk, which allows for you to use a move at random while asleep. Now, this can be both a blessing and a curse, because this also includes rest, which is what we got going on here, but I'll get into that shortly. So anyways, we got Leech Life, because not only is there not a single Pokemon that's immune to bug-type moves, but Leech Life allows for you to steal health potentially whenever you land a hit. And especially if it's a super effective hit, whoa, my man, you're gonna be hitting a lot of health back. And I just gotta say, man, that this right here could potentially be a very big game changer. Now, lastly, we do have rest, because rest allows for you to go to sleep for 2 turns while restoring your HP and your status. Now, that's where Chestoberry kicks in, because you're allowed to wake up for 1 time right after you use rest. Now, after that, that's why we do have Sleep Talk, is because you don't want to be a sitting duck, man. You don't want to be a sitting duck and have people set up on you. Even if you're at +6 to bulk up, man, you don't want to have people setting up on you. That's just not okay. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you take a look at the stats right here. We got a Careful Nature, and we're going to be boosting the HP to 248 EVs. We're going to be boosting the Special Defense to 252 EVs, and 8 into the Defense EVs. Now, even with all of this investment, your highest stat is going to be the Defense, which means that after you knock out an opponent, your Defense stat's going to be going up by 1 stage. Now, it does kind of suck that this doesn't have to do with the stat that is most invested in, like, because if Beast Boost boosted the stat that had the most investment in it, well, then this would be one way to allow for you to have a special defense boost. But unfortunately, Beast Boost does not work that way. But the thing of it is that I'm kind of glad it doesn't work that way, because then Beast Boost would be fucking too good of an ability to have. Up next, we happen to have ourselves an Assault Vest set right here. And I just gotta say that Buzzwole can be a pretty solid candidate when it comes to having an Assault Vest for an item. Now check me out on this, okay? So Assault Vest locks you into attacking moves only, but boosts your special defense by 50%. Now, the first move that we got is going to be coming in the form of Power Up Punch. And what this does is it boosts the power of your attack stat by 1 stage. And I just gotta say that this right here, you rack up a couple of boosts from Power Up Punch, and you're gonna be hitting very, very hard. Now, the next move that we got is going to be Leech Life, because this will allow for you to have the best chance of sustain in battle. And not to mention, after a couple boosts from Power Up Punch, Leech Life is going to be hitting ridiculously hard. Now, up next, we do have Power Up Punch, Poison Jab, which allows for you to have the best defense against Fairy-type Pokemon. And then we have ourselves Lunge. Now, Lunge is a very, very awesome move that lowers the opponent's attack stat by 1 stage 100% of the time. And I gotta say that this right here will make Buzzwole just that much more difficult to take down. Now, we take a look at the EV spread right here. I just kind of, threw in some EVs here, threw in some EVs there, but let's try 176 EVs onto the HP, 252 on the attack, and 80 into special defense, just so that you can have some special defensive bulk to make use of, especially given the fact that Assault Vest does boost up your bulk. Now, of course, you could actually go full-on special defense and, like, maybe put 4 into the HP. And what this will allow for you to do is have maximum special bulk, and also backed up with the effects of Assault Vest, you're going to be hitting, I believe, 307 special defense. And the thing is, like, it still has a naturally high HP stat to make use of, and even without any investment in its 139 physical defense, holy shit, man, you're gonna be tanking up hits. Not to mention with Lunge, pseudo boosting your defenses by 1 stage because you're knocking down the opponent's attack stat by 1 stage. So that's just something to keep in mind. I mean, feel free to play around with the EVs here a little bit. I mean, this right here is just more or less for, like, experimentation and shit like that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the next set that I have for you guys is going to be a Choice Scarf set. Now, let's just go ahead and set the EVs in here real quick. And the Choice Scarf allows for you to be locked into 1 move, but boosts your speed by 50%. And we take a look at the EV spread right here. With 282 speed, it allows for you to reach well over 400 speed. I don't know the exact speed number, but I gotta say that hitting well over 400 speed allows for you to outspeed some of the most crucial and dangerous Mega Pokemon, such as Mega Lopunny, for example, you know? That thing hits ridiculously hard. But given the fact that Buzzwole has really solid bulk to make use of naturally, it's not going to be fearing too much from the likes of Mega Lopunny. So anyways, the first move that we got is going to obviously be Superpower, because Superpower is the most effective and strongest fighting type move that is in Buzzwole's arsenal. Up next, we have Leech Life, because why the fuck not? I mean, 3 health restoration for the win, not to mention stab also. And then we also have ourselves poison jab, which I feel is a very mandatory move to have on Buzzwole. Now, I could be completely wrong, you know, feel free to correct me if that's not a good move to have on Buzzwole, but this here's just my opinion. And then lastly, let's say Thunder Punch, because this allows for you to nail any bulky water-type Pokemon that try to switch in on your candy ass, such as Gyarados and Mantine, for example. Those get destroyed by Thunder Punch because of its 4 times weakness to electricity. And the EV spread right here, it's no nonsense. You are not fucking around today, boys, because we got max attack, max speed, jolly nature. How you doing, baby? So up next, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at another sort of specially defensive bulk up set that I have for you guys. Now, this isn't going to be a Resto Chesto set, but check me out on this. So, the first thing that we're going over is going to be its item, Life Orb. The holder does 30% more damage to any opponent. Like, this okay, slow down a little bit here. Life Orb is actually a very, very nice item to have, because what this does is at the cost of 10% of your health, you are boosting the power of your moves by 30%. Now that right there can definitely be a game changer right there. Now, Leech Life is obviously going to be the first move that we have, and this is also a mandatory move to have on Buzzwole. Not only does this allow for you to nail bug-type damage, and especially super effective bug-type damage if you're against the likes of Psychics, against the likes of Grass, Dark, what have you, you are going to be restoring health depending on how much damage you do to your opponents. Now, we also have Bulk Up, which allows for you to raise your attack and your defense by 1 stage. This thing gets Roost! Are you kidding me? This thing actually has access to Roost. Holy shit, so you know what can happen? You can set up some bulk ups, roost off the damage, and then start, you know, just Leech Lifing your way to victory. And the thing is that there's so many ways to negate Life Orb's negative recoil. I mean, you can attack your opponents, you know, have a couple of turns where the Life Orb kicks in and you lose some of your HP, then you can just roost it off, you know, bulk up, you know, roost, bulk up, roost, Leech Life, and like, it's so crazy. And then we also have ourselves Hammer Arm. Now, Hammer Arm is a move that will lower your speed by 1 stage, but considering that you're not going to be running any speed on this set right here, Hammer Arm is really not that bad of a move to use. And it's a lot better than Superpower. Superpower, in my opinion, is pretty counterproductive to the intentions of this set right here. And this right here, even without any investment, you are going to be hitting like a truck. So we have yet another careful nature. We have almost maximum investment into the health. You want to have an odd HP number, so that way you'll be able to have more entry hazard switch-ins. We got into attack and 252 into the special defense. Now, this right here on paper may not work out as well as the other sets, but you never know. I mean, the surprise factor is always a thing too. Now, coming up next, this isn't so much a set, but this right here is to give you guys some ideas on how you can run Buzzwole. Like, you know, maybe you have some coverage, or maybe you want to try a different set right here. So you want to try something like Rocky Helmet, which means that if the opponent was to make contact with you, they lose 1/6 of your health, okay? So we have ourselves Lunge. I mean, I've already technically showcased that move, but I'm going to showcase it again because this right here is a pretty solid move to have. You know, you can also have something like Leech Life, obviously. Like, this right here is a mandatory move to have. This thing also gets Earthquake. So, I mean, you can nail Steel and Rock-type Pokemon and Electric-type Pokemon as well. And I was also going to say that if Aegislash was still an OU, then this move would be somewhat mandatory. But because Aegislash is not an OU anymore, well then Earthquake on Buzzwole kind of is like, well, you don't really need to run Earthquake because you got other moves to make use of that do just as well, if not better. We also have something like Rock Slide as well, which allows for you to nail Flying-type Pokemon and also cover your 4 times weakness to flying, not to mention your 2 times weakness to fire as well. So then we take a look at the EV spreader here. I have absolutely no idea why the EVs keep resetting on me, but you can run like a fully physically defensive Buzzwole with the likes of Lunge, which is like a pseudo-intimidate that I've already highlighted before, which lowers your attack, your opponent's attack stat by 1 stage. And this allows for you to be even harder to take down. You know, you got Leech Life for sustain and for good damage as well. And this right here is just like, this right here is another example of how you could possibly run Buzzwole. I mean, there are other ways to run it if you want, but I just thought that I would go ahead and showcase this sort of set as well. I mean, this isn't really so much a set, but this right here just kind of not only highlights some coverage that you could run for Buzzwole, but also a possible EV spread idea for your Buzzwole to run in battle. And that right there is going to conclude this video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure, as I said at the beginning of the program, you smash the hell out of the like button. Let's aim for 25 likes. And if you want more content like this, make sure you rate, comment, share this video, and subscribe today to MegaCrasher in the community for the best, and I mean without a shadow of a doubt, the best Pokemon Sun and Moon news hype that there is today on YouTube, and just overall the best hype and entertainment that you can find right now, right here, when it comes to Pokemon content done by this crazy nut house known as MegaCrasher, because you guys already know the deal by now, my friends. When we're community type packed on is one, you know that we shine brighter than the sun and the moon combined. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next upload.